she met a guy and the guy was like, oh, I eat so I don't get STDs.
I am not asking this because I like to have in my mouth and I'm just feeling it out with Ela. I know some of you are going to accuse me of this shit. Whenever he's not inside you, you were just waiting for the next time for the next time he could penetrate the fortress walls.
So I liked cosplay, but I was
freaky. Do you tend to eat fast or slow? Like have people you swallow quick? Swallow big loads?
Definitely not big loads. My mouth isn't big enough.
Welcome back to another episode of Happy Hour. My name is Happy, Haeppy. To my right is a very lovely guest that I have known for a very long time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Ila. I'm from the United States.
Well, technically you're from the United States.
I'm used to doing those like com card things, you know, like the introduction videos. They like state your name, age, and what country you're from.
How come you have that experience?
Because I do acting and voice acting and sometimes modeling in Korea.
But that is not how I actually knew you in the beginning. Not actually what you do.
Did do?
Yeah. Do you remember how we met?
I remember very well.
Do you?
Like it was yesterday.
I want to hear your side of the story and then I'll tell my side of the story how we met.
I was taking a plane to the US and so was Happy. And I saw him vlogging and I streamed on Twitch. So I was like, oh, I wonder if he's like a streamer or a YouTuber or whatever. So I decided to talk to him and
that is definitely not how I remember it. In your memory,
I'm pretty sure I came up to you and I asked you if you were like a YouTuber or vlogging or something like this.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we like got on the plane and you were sitting in the bougie class and I was sitting in the peasants class.
I definitely was not.
It wasn't the bougie-est seat. It was the more bougie than my peasant seat.
Was it? Okay,
yes,
maybe.
it was because I was jealous of your extra room in front of your legs.
Oh, yeah. So in your version of the story, you noticed me first.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
In my version of the story, I noticed her first because she actually had the little GoPro thing out. You had your little GoPro thing out. So what happened was we lined up literally at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? And like you were either in front of me or behind me. And I talked to you first. If you remember you starting first, and if that's probably the correct thing that happened. I'm going to get right into it. The controversial questions. How long do two people have to be dating before you consider them like this is serious?
I don't think like that. Like, I don't think if anything's serious or not serious. It just does that doesn't.
So it's like we're dating. It's been like, and they're like, oh yeah, it's only been a month. You don't think like, anything could happen at this point.
No.
You really don't have just in the back of your mind, oh, okay, they're not that serious yet.
No.
I definitely have that. For me, it's like 6 months. Once you get past the 6 months, that means you've gotten past your honeymoon period. The problems start coming in. You start having to talk about the difficult situations,
Yeah, no, like, I think the word serious to me is very different. I don't know.
So the reason why I ask is I have a boy reason for that.
Yeah.
Is because if I see some girl and she's super hot and I think I want her, if I hear that the relationship is less than 6 months, then I'm like, I'm still going to try to home wreck. I got to put me first. But if it's like 6 months or over, like that's pretty serious. Like you guys are, a thing. It's like, I'll treat you guys with respect. Yeah. Hey, it's not my responsibility to stay loyal.
But people sometimes get married even after like 3 months of knowing each other.
Then that means no matter how hard I try, they won't tarry,
Well, they shouldn't anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 6 months or over, there's a higher chance that they're going to stay loyal. 6 months under.
I wouldn't say that.
Like, you don't think so?
No, I totally disagree with that.
Interesting.
Whether it's 6 months, 3 months, 5 years, people cheat anyway.
That is correct.
No serious.
That is correct. But if someone's been dating for 5 years, I'm back. Like that's a serious relationship. That's like they should be married by now. Like that's crazy.
I dated somebody for 5 years and
that's
they're
crazy.
Married.
Why? what happened? You guys dated for 5 years and there's no like serious. You should still be with him.
Oh no, we definitely like talked about that kind of stuff, but he just never like proposed. And then actually like in the last year of us being together, a lot of problems came up. So essentially what happened was like my interests and my hobbies were like changing and things I was doing was different. Like I was meeting new friends, which I would introduce to him and stuff. But he just didn't get along with that group of friends. So it caused like a kind of conflict between us because I'd invite him to things or I'd ask him to do stuff with me, but he would trash talk my stuff. Like he'd be like, "Why are you playing that game? It's trash." Or "Why are you watching that TV show? It's a vomit." And he liked stuff that I didn't like, but I never said anything like that. And that's what pulled us apart because he didn't accept the change in me.
Did the change happen because you were just more social? So you were going out and you were kind of making friends and
I think it contributed to that, yeah, because I mean, I obviously already liked some of that stuff. It just was kind of I had social anxiety, like cosplay. That's what I was getting into. So
Oh.
I liked cosplay,
You a
but
cosplay girl.
I was I
Freaky.
I I had social anxiety at first, so I couldn't cosplay. And then I eventually like, started doing it and started getting into that kind of stuff. And he wasn't really into that. So which is fine. But I didn't have any friends at that time. And I realized that while I was living there. Like
Oh.
after 4 years of being together, we lived together, we worked together, we spent our days off together. We were always
Sounds
together.
like a dream. I don't know about you.
Personally, I really enjoyed it.
No.
I enjoy that. I like being with my partner, especially if we get along, and we were like best friends. So it was all great. But then when he went out one day with his friend, I was laying in the bed and just like, "Oh my God, I'm so bored. I have nothing to do today." And I realized that like when I didn't have anything to do, I would hang out with his siblings. And I realized that day, I was like, "Holy crap, I don't have friends of my own." And I've lived here for like 3 or 4 years, like without friends of my own.
Okay.
And then after that, like I had gotten another job where he didn't work, and I became friends with all those people at that job, and we would all go out as a group to go to the beach together or hang out together.
He wasn't working though at that time.
No, he was not working with me at that time.
Oh, but he was still working. He was still making money. He was still bringing bread home.
Yeah.
Did he also not enjoy your cosplay too, or just that you were kind of making new friends?
That I was making new friends, and he didn't like my friends.
Because that's how girls break up with guys. They make new friends. They realize they grow. Yeah, this is why men want to keep their women stuck at home, chained to the kitchen, because then the women leave them.
I mean, he had the opportunity to do all that stuff with me. I offered him to.
Do you think that's important to have your own life?
Oh yeah, like to do.
Is it really that important though? If you're with somebody perfect and you guys are great together, is it really that important to have your own friends in your own life?
Oh yeah, you definitely should have your own friends.
That's so crazy.
No, you definitely should have your own friends.
That's so crazy because to me, in my mind, I'm like, I will have my friends who should also be her friends, and her friends should also be my friends, and we can all hang out all the time.
That's what we did for like 4 years.
Exactly.
His friends and him, they don't like cosplay. Well, then I don't want to cosplay alone. I want to have friends. So what do? I gotta go make friends.
So in my brain, right, I'm like, if my girlfriend likes cosplay, I am going to go cosplay with her, or at least I will go and be a cameraman or a support character.
See,
in
I'd
her
love
cosplay
that.
world. But that's what I mean. So it's more about incompatibility there then.
Of course, I'd really love for him to spend that time with me and go with me, but I can't, force that upon anybody, and I don't want to. So that's got to be his own choice. And at that time, he made his choice, which was to not go with me. So
that's why you wake up and break up. I'm saying, right? I mean, I completely agree with you. Like, you're going to have your own passions, and they have their own passions. It's okay to not like each other's passions. But if you're going to last, the other person has to want to be a part of it in some way. As
I
in,
agree.
even if it's just, I support you, babe, go out and do your thing. Or I'll watch you play games because I want to be there with you, even though I don't want to play LOL. I'll be there next to you and watch you get destroyed and stay heart stuck bronze.
How'd you know it was
iron.
LOL?
It's got to be LOL. It's got to be something like that. Nowadays, it's less LOL. It's more like Valorant or something, right?
It was LOL. It was LOL.
Yeah, it's got to be.
It's literally the game. It was like, why are you playing that trash?
Yeah, it's a huge sign of disrespect to me.
Yeah, it is.
It's why you got to put my shit down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it was for me too. Like, he doesn't have to go hang out with my friends, and he doesn't have to go to the parties that he's invited to with me. But what he would do is when I went, he would constantly message me and like check in and stuff. And I was like, if you want to know that bad, you could have come with like us and they invited you, and they're all asking me like, why didn't your boyfriend come? And I'm like, fucking like,
That is telltale signs of abuse, actually. And a lot of guys might not know
mm,
that. They might not be like, I'm gonna abuse this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna control her. I'm gonna make sure she has no friends. They might not think that. It comes 100% to me, right? And I'm always right. So it comes from a place of absolute insecurity. That's what it
yeah, oh
is.
yeah, it
It's
was.
100% that. And a lot of people online, a lot of people watching might get triggered now. You boys, right?
Mhm.
But if you are going to be putting down your partner's passions and their kind of need for social behavior because you're afraid that they might meet somebody better than you or somebody that might disagree with you and then her mind changes about you, that's
Mm,
insecurity. And a lot
straight
of
up.
people are like, no, that's just common sense, or no, I don't want people like influencing her badly. I'm the person that's right. It's like, no, that's insecurity. You have one thing to do or one way of thinking,
Mm.
right? And if she doesn't agree with you, it should be okay that she doesn't agree with you. You shouldn't be afraid that she's going to
Hmm.
leave you,
Yeah.
right? So what he did, that whole shitting on your friend groups, right? Shitting on the things you like. Did he ever shit on like TV shows and shit that you like?
In front of my mom.
That is like, if you read this shit, if you Google this shit, this is like classic
I was
like abuse. If it's not like full on abuse, it's like roots of abuse.
Me and my mom were
100%.
watching K-drama. Me
That's
and my mom
racist too.
were watching a K-drama. He like walked out and he's like, "Why are you watching that vomit?" And I was like, in front of my mom.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
My mom was also like surprised. She was like, "Why is he being like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's what I've been dealing with." She-
Walk me through the process before you decide I'm going to be seriously dating this person.
if you are looking for a serious relationship, you already have that mindset, right? So every person that you're going to meet or any person that you're going to match with, you're going to be like, "Okay, I want to date them seriously. So let's like get to know them first."
So you think it's that order. It's you're ready for a serious relationship and then you go meet people for a serious relationship.
When I meet this person and I see the way they act and like their personality and get to know them, I'm like, okay, I don't see a future with you. So, I mean, like right now, this is fun, but I tell them straight up, like right from the beginning, like you and I are not working out like this.
Okay.
This is,
Now I guess I kind of see it in that way. Then I'm kind of like that too. Kind of. But like
it's a
kind of.
kinda.
Well, the thing is, like, if I'm ever gonna date somebody, like actually commit to somebody, it's because I believe that there's a long-term relationship there. Otherwise, I just fuck.
I understand it from your point of view, yeah.
Yeah. So the difference between how you and I operate is
Mm.
that I only commit if I believe that it's going to be long term. So I judge that before I commit. So I take however long it takes to judge that. It could be a week, it could be 3 days, it could be a month, it could be 3 months. Yeah, so I go in going like, how good we fuck, can we communicate, does she make me laugh, do I make her laugh, do we have similar hobbies? Like I have that checklist of things, and obviously the chemistry as well, just the general vibe, right? Yeah, I would never commit to somebody not already pretty much assuming that it could work. Then the really, really difficult stuff comes in.
That's what I'm saying. Like you wouldn't become boyfriend and girlfriend unless you were actually like into them to that amount. Like to
But
the
that's what I'm
point,
saying. Do you vet them as
right?
much as I do? Or do you just go, I want a serious relationship. Oh, I like this guy. Let's date and figure it out.
No, I usually get to know them first or I'm like friends.
With benefits?
I
Do you boom boom before you commit? Or do you commit then boom boom?
don't have any rule for that.
You don't have
Like
any
it's just
rule for that?
no.
How? What if you commit to someone and the boom boom is horrible?
Then you break up.
To me, that's crazy. That like it, I like the my brain is literally exploding right now.
I know why though. It's because you're a man and I'm a female and like most of the time for females it doesn't really fucking matter anyway. So
Oh,
we're kind of like used to being disappointed
oh my god,
anyway.
that's such a
So
sad.
yeah, it doesn't matter. Like obviously if it's good, that's a bonus for women. Think of it from a female's perspective, man. Come on. How many disappointed females do you know?
Almost none, because I'm a
Oh my god.
machine. I'm a machine.
That you haven't.
If it's not people on my lists, a lot. I hear stories about it all the time. I think it's pretty high up on the priority list how good the guy is, because most guys are bad. And then what happens is if they, which is why when women get good dick, they will suffer through an insane amount of abuse and horrible relationship because the dick is good. I have had 100% I've seen that where it's like, why the fuck are you with this guy? And they'll hesitate, but we all know the answer is because the dick is God tier until it pushes them to the point where they can't handle it anymore. But they will go through an inordinate amount of ridiculous situations because of either the dick is good or they're rich as fuck. It's one or the other, you know? So if a guy is not rich as fuck and the girl is suffering through a lot of abuse, you gotta know he's slinging that D.
Oh yeah, there's definitely people like that.
Yeah, but it's not like that for you.
No.
Have you ever had exceptional D?
Yeah.
Like exceptional D?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What happened there?
We were in a relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. For like 2 years.
Okay, and it was exceptional.
Yeah.
Whenever he's not inside you, you were just waiting for the next time for the next time he could penetrate the fortress walls.
Not that, like, Jesus.
How good could it be if you're not daydreaming about it if it's not in you?
That is a problem. Like, that is a, yeah, that's
addicted with a capital D-I-C-K.
I do not have addiction. I think the only thing I'm ever addicted to in my life is coffee.
Would you say that your libido is on the high end or
normal.
Medium or the normal?
Yeah,
what is that?
Medium. Yeah, sure,
well, that's
medium.
why this doesn't control your life. For a lot of men, it controls their lives.
Yeah.
You say yeah, but women cannot understand it.
No,
Okay, what is horniness to you?
It's a.
What does it feel? What does it feel like? What does horniness feel like to you?
Forgot.
Damn, that's great. That's wild. That's crazy. Ladies, let me explain to you what it's like for many men. Not all men, you know, but we deal in generalizations on Happy Hour, right? So now it's all men. It is literally the same. This is why they call it thirsty. It is the same as thirst or hunger. Yeah, literally. For dudes, it is that bad. And for some girls, it is that bad too.
From my memory, I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's like being thirsty. That's why they call you thirsty.
You're going to quench that thirst. Right? It drives people insane. Imagine if you don't drink water for 3 days, you die. Right? That's how bad it is. You don't die with the other thing, right? But it's that thirst is real. You know what I'm saying? It drives you crazy as a dude. This is why you gotta fucking make sure you don't get prostate cancer. You know, every day you gotta clean them pipes. You know that?
No.
Dudes that clean their pipes on the daily have a lower percentage chance to get prostate cancer.
Shit.
It is actually a very healthy thing for dudes to do. Yeah, or for their partners to do for them.
That's probably better. As corn rots your brain.
Oh, yeah? You have strong opinions about that?
It's like scientific, dude.
How does porn rot your brain in your point of view?
False perception of what sex should be. And people become addicted to watching it and addicted to doing it.
Okay.
Which is also very bad for your personal relationships.
Doing it as in doing the sexy times?
No, not the sexy time. Doing it yourself, helping yourself while watching the corn.
But if you're just that horny.
In moderation, like most things.
How many times a day is too many times?
A day?
Yeah, how many times a day is too many times?
A day.
Damn, Ela.
A day?
Damn, you ask any dude, it's got to be on the daily minimum.
No, it's not. Not every dude.
It's not every dude.
And
I would almost say that for any dude that it's not a daily thing, they're the issue. They're the fucking unicorn. 100%. If you ask any dude, if it's not daily, it's like 5 times a week.
No way.
Most dudes are coming 5 times a week.
Not every dude.
Most dudes. Confirm that in the comments, boys and girls. This is going to be a TikTok, a viral TikTok.
Every
you don't
dude.
believe it? Don't worry. I'll ask this question to every dude that comes on this podcast.
Okay.
100%.
I do. Okay, a lot.
I know a girl when she's in love with her boy, she wants to do it 4 times a day.
Oh my, like,
and she's wearing the guy out, and the guy's like, I can't do this. It's getting rubber raw, and she's like, I want it.
Yeah, but like everybody's different. Like,
what is the most times you've done it in one day?
I don't remember.
Damn,
it's been a long time.
Why your life so sad? Damn, when you're gonna find love? You can't if you don't want to fuck your person like 7 times a day. Is it really love?
Yeah, I really don't. Genuinely, I don't remember.
Oh my god. So it's got to be something low then, right? It's got to be like a 2 times or something.
No.
Oh, so you do remember?
Like
3 times.
No, I don't remember. Like
oh,
maybe.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, baby. That's too many times for me. I'm not manly enough for that.
That's nothing about being manly. It's nothing about being manly.
You don't think so?
It's also your age.
Oh,
old man.
I was like, first of all, old man Happy still got it, you know. But even young man Happy was always old in that sense. Yeah. No, I actually had a challenge with my ex, my most recent ex, which is back in 2018, right? So we were talking about exactly this. It's like, oh my God, it's like, I'm so horny all the time. It's like, no, you're really not that horny. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's challenge. Let's fuck twice a day, every day for a month. Let's fucking do it. And if I actually do this, then from then on, I get like it on command. Cause she was like, you can't do that shit. You can't do that. And then I couldn't do it. I tapped out on the second week and I already wanted to tap out after the first week.
Damn.
Full hanky panky is hardcore because it's a performance for dudes. Because you gotta last, you gotta make sure she's having fun. If I was just like one of those douches that just goes pump pump, I'm done, then yeah, I could probably do it like multiple times a day. But it's not like that. I want to make sure my ladies have a good time. You know what I'm saying? That's a performance, man. And if you don't perform and then you feel bad about yourself, and that's like the whole manly like insecurity thing too. You know what I'm saying? I could get like blown or like jerked off like 7 times a day, 10 times a day. If she was like kind of wild girl where she could, she that's like a fetish of hers or something, I'd be like, hell yeah. In fact, I will not be in another relationship with a woman that's not like that. So next time you see me in a full-time, relationship, you will know what's going on behind the scenes. You have it on proof in the Happy Hour episode 2.
TMI. He's like, I feel like he's advertising himself.
Please,
and
please
then,
marry me. Please believe in the demons.
I'm all dry. It's been too long, please.
Please, I'm getting old. I can't find nobody because I'm addicted to porn. If you knew that a guy was like deeply into porn,
I would not date.
That would be a red flag immediately?
Hell to the fucking no.
What happens if you find out later? So you're in the relationship, it's going great, 6 months after.
I will break up. I will full on.
What if he's like perfect in every other way?
No.
Why?
Even if he's doing everything else right, that one thing is making me feel like I'm not enough.
But you have times where you don't want to do it, and he's just supposed to just sit there and like just thirst?
He can go relieve himself, but not with that.
Men do not have imaginations that are that good. Women, I've heard, can close their eyes and just fucking do it, and they're like, oh, Matthew McConaughey, yeah. Right? But like dudes, I do not know. Go ahead, guy. Like this is why men need porn, because they're visual creatures. I don't know that many men that could like imagine, oh, Ariana Grande, yeah. Like you just expect the dude to be like, oh, you're like, yeah.
Why not?
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the classic delusion of a woman. The Lulu. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, if you find that, good for you. Good for you. You have found your unicorn. You should marry the fuck out of him. What do you think about marriage? Why you're not into it?
No, I thought I would be married already, actually.
Yeah. That hasn't changed? Like you want to still get married?
I don't know anymore.
Oh, why? Why not?
I think I just feel so disappointed by so many people that I just like gave up on the fantasy of it.
So really, you've more like given up hope.
Yeah.
Of finding somebody good enough to marry.
Yeah.
But you're not really against the idea of getting married.
Oh no, I'm not against the idea of it, but like I wouldn't want to do it unless I like thought that person was like absolutely matching with me.
3 things that you absolutely cannot not have.
Cannot not have?
Yeah.
So
you must have these 3 things for somebody to be qualified to be married.
They have to be honest.
But what if it's like a thing where they don't think you like, and so they just hide it from you?
No, I don't like that.
Well, I know you don't like it.
Even if I don't like it, like the honesty means more to me than me finding out later. Like I will absolutely be pissed and like probably want to break up with them if I found out something later on that they hid.
The only reason why people lie is because they believe that that thing will cause you to break up with them. So they hide it. So would you reward honesty by not punishing the answer?
Yeah.
Is the question, right?
No, like.
So what if it's like I cheated on you?
I've had that. My first relationship ever, my boyfriend cheated on me. and I was very hurt and I cried a lot. But then, like, I went to go talk to him and I forgave him because he was honest with me, just as long as he was not going to do it again, which I don't recommend that either because once they cheat on you, they will keep cheating on you because they think it's okay.
Do you 100% believe that? 100%. Like, there are no exceptions to this.
I believe some people are able to fix it and they will, like, actually try, but the trust there is broken. And usually people who, they say, like, there's that thing where they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't believe that exactly. I believe it's like, if they cheat on the person that they cheated on, then yeah, they are going to probably keep cheating. But the next person they meet, they might not cheat on them because at all because they think
Fist
of them
bump.
differently.
Completely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. Yeah. Once a cheater for you, always a cheater
Yeah.
for you
Yeah.
because you've now proven that you're willing to take that shit.
Yeah, exactly. You're willing, like, you're telling them, like, oh, it's okay for you to be that way towards me.
But then it's a
So you're
catch-22,
kind of like validating them in a way.
which is why it's a catch-22.
Yeah.
Because how are they supposed to be? How is someone supposed to be honest with you if either they're going to be punished for their answer, right? But on the flip side, if you forgive them, if you reward them for the honesty, then that'll encourage them to keep doing that thing. Catch-22. You got no options. That's what I'm saying. This is why people lie. This is why people can't be honest about things like that.
Then just break up.
Where do you think cheating comes from?
Probably. Okay. So for men and women, it's definitely different. I think for
That's
some
sexist, Ela.
no, but like
Men
the
and
reasons
women are the same.
men will cheat for like no reason.
Because they horny, yeah.
But women usually cheat out of like emotional stuff. Some element in your relationship is lacking. And that's why they usually go seek somebody else, I think, for women. So like if the man is not like giving you enough like attention or love or something like this, for example, then somebody might cheat because of that. Because like there might be another guy that's like giving her flowers or telling her she's beautiful every day, and then she feels really nice from that. It's like more of an emotional thing.
So do you think then it's the girl's fault too then? For allowing anybody to give them that kind of attention without immediately rejecting that advance?
For accepting that attention, yeah, I think that's
So that would you consider that emotional cheating?
if you just say thank you and that's the end of it, then it's not like anything.
If your significant other wants to do something nasty, that's like he's thinking, oh, this is nasty. I don't know if she wants to try it. What is the best way for him to? And you're straight, so I'm saying him to approach this topic.
Literally, like come up to me and just say it.
Hey, Ela, would it be okay if you shat in my mouth?
Oh, that's fucked.
I like that.
That's fucked.
So if it was something as crazy as that, how would he most tactfully put it?
Literally, he would
Literally
just have to ask me straight up, like
just
most
like
things.
that, just like how I did it.
Not like in a fucking creepy ass voice, like fucking mouth breather.
So give some of these socially inept men potentially watching the step-by-step exact words of how they would come about, asking for something like anal, let's say, because a lot of women are very, very against anal. So how would they go ahead and give them the best chance of the girl saying yes?
Hey, honey, I have something I want to talk to you about.
That's so negative. That's like a breakup start.
That's a negative way of thinking.
I have something to tell you. It's almost always negative.
Tell you is different from what I.
Oh, sorry.
What
Once
I
again,
said.
what did you say?
I said I have something that I want to ask you about.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if I said that, but that's what I meant to say.
Men don't listen. We're horrible creatures.
Like but you could have been right now. I don't know. I'm gaslighting myself.
Yeah, right.
Terrible memory.
Okay. Hey, honey. I have something that I'd like to ask you.
Yeah.
And then straight up.
And then so like when we have fun time, blah 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 blah. Would you be
when
willing?
We have fun time.
Would you be willing to try something different? And then like the person would be like, "Oh, okay, like what kind of different?" And then you just bring it up.
So if it is something crazy, because is anal crazy to you?
What 90% of men want to try that?
Okay, so it's not that crazy to you, right? But if it is something crazy to you, like the shit in your mouth thing, right? Or have you shit in his mouth thing, right? Would you ever be able to recover from that?
No.
Or is it like just done? That relationship is over?
I would not be able to recover from that.
See,
specifically that or anything like really, really strange. And I feel like I'm pretty open-minded, but I'm not that open-minded.
So then it's a huge gamble then. Like massive gamble for somebody to voice that kind of like deep dark fetish to the significant other.
No, but the thing is like if you're right for each other, and you want that in a relationship, then you should just meet somebody that can do that for you.
You want both. You want, because you love this person, right? But
Then
then
you
this
need to
thing is
make a
this.
sacrifice.
Would you ever allow extramarital activities or extra relationship activities that you are just absolutely cannot do?
No. I'm
Interesting.
monogamous. If I'm in a relationship and I love the person, I'm very loyal.
What if it was like just that?
No.
So it's like, baby, can I pay somebody to shit in my mouth?
Me personally, no. And I also would never be able to kiss that person ever again if they.
Oh, okay,
That
that's
is
pretty.
that
Okay.
is fucking feral for me. I cannot. Sorry, I'm so sorry to shame.
We don't fetish shame, but
Yes,
it's just her personal thing.
this is
yeah.
my personal thing, and I don't mean to shame anybody. If that's what you like to do, then that's all you. I would not meet you personally, but you do you, boo. I'm gonna do me and not date somebody that wants to do that.
Also, just in case people are fucking trolling and gonna troll me in the comments, I am not asking this because I like to have shit in my mouth and I'm just feeling it out with Ela. I know some of you are gonna accuse me of this shit. Don't fucking do this shit. You know that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just being a good, like, crazy, controversial host for you guys. Yeah, there's definitely still gonna be people that are gonna accuse me of that shit. What is the absolute most depraved act that you personally are into?
That I'm into?
That is still like, that's like the craziest thing. Some people might find it uncomfortable.
Nothing in particular.
You would say you're pretty vanilla then.
Okay, yeah, sure.
What is that? What is that? What is that response?
I'm very different to people who I maybe had like some with
Mhm.
versus people who I've been in a serious relationship with.
Okay, what are some acts that you will do with just anybody? No, obviously not anybody, right? But like somebody you have something with, and some things that you will only reserve for your significant other.
I'm not going to answer this directly, but literally, like, I will only do probably like 2% of what I would do.
Do you at least talk about what you could do?
No.
So there's just they just have to take a gamble that you're freaky.
Yep.
What? That would never work for me. Because, like, if we're not going to do it, we got to at least talk about it so I know what I'm getting into. Because I think it's because I don't like breaking up. Like, if I'm going to commit to somebody, I'm committing. I'm going to work it out through all the shit, right? Breaking up to me is, like, sacrilegious. Yeah. Sacrilegious. I don't know how to pronounce that word. It's sack. Yeah. That's why I don't do it. It's like, that's just why, like, I take my time in the situationship. Because I need to figure out, like, what they're into, what I'm into. So, like, I completely understand you, right? And I think a lot of women are like that. But this is why but I feel like that's also, like, I will lose a lot of potential people who could be very compatible with me in that sense because they're not willing to talk about it and they won't do it until they're committed.
I might be able to do that if they get tested.
I mean, I guess you should get tested and get results before you get any boom with a stranger.
Yeah,
especially in Korea.
I mean, yeah.
They be dirty here. They be dirty. And I'm willing to put this online. Like, I have caught stuff. And every single time I've caught something, it's been from a Korean. Because their sex ed is not there. They just don't. It's a shame thing. It's a pride thing. I've never caught something from a foreigner before.
I concur. They do not have good sex education here.
It's fucking horrible. I have heard some crazy stories. You first.
I was like talking about getting tested and stuff, and that's very important. And they were like, I don't have anything. I shower every day. And I was like, I was speechless for a minute, and I looked at him and I was like, that is not how that works, man.
How old was this person?
Like 25, 26 probably.
Okay. I have a thing to say about that. A 25-year-old Korean is the equivalent maturity level of like a 16-year-old Westerner because of how the culture works, I think.
Yeah, like I'd say pretty close to that.
Yeah, and this is not a diss against Koreans or anything like that. It's just the way that the society is built.
Yeah, and how they like grew up, I guess.
Yeah, because they have no independence or anything like that until after they graduate university almost.
Yeah, basically living with your parents until like older age
studying
and not getting a lot of experience and stuff, and also the lack of sex ed here. So the other story I heard, like this girl, she said that she met a guy and the guy was like, oh, I eat 된장찌개. so I don't get STDs.
Oh my god, this cannot be real. This shit's gotta be made up, but it's not because I heard other stories about things too. Yeah. By the way, for those of you who are not Korean, 된장찌개 is like soybean soup.
Soybean paste.
I actually heard something similar. So obviously, this is none of these aren't stories about me because I don't fuck dudes, right? But so I have a friend in the entertainment industry.
Mm.
She was gonna boom boom with an actor. So this is a famous actor. She didn't tell me the name. Good for her, because if she did, I still wouldn't be saying it. Ha, got you guys. So they were about to do the hanky panky. And she was like, oh, what about a condom? And he's like, oh, it's okay. I've gotten a vasectomy. And so it's like, okay, cool. But condoms are for STDs and shit. And he was like, oh, it's okay. I can't catch STDs because my body is strong.
I just like I don't like condone. I don't condone assault, but that really makes me want to just like smack the sense into them. Like,
I guess it's just like in Korean culture, a lot of the Korean girls would just say, okay, and just let it go. Let it just capitulate and just let the thing happen without the condom. Yeah.
another person I talked to, they were like, I've never used one of those in my life. And I was like, are you serious? Bro.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. No.
And you know what the crazy thing is, though? I think abortion is illegal in Korea.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Right?
It was.
For you to get a Plan B pill, you need a prescription.
Yeah.
You can't buy it over the counter like you can in the West.
It's very different here.
Yeah. You have to you have to go to the hospital. So first of all, you have to wait for a hospital or like a clinic to be open to do that, right? And then so you're worrying all the time, and then you have to actually go there and get a prescription. Yeah, it's crazy. So ladies, get the Implanon. Implanon is the best. It's the best. Vouch for, but not me, obviously, because I don't have an Implanon. Yeah, but I would get one though for sure. The moment that there's actual male contraceptive, I'm taking that shit.
That's good.
Yeah.
I can't.
But what do you mean? Oh, you can't get birth control.
No, I can't like take it.
But you can get an implant.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué no?
Because the hormones really mess me up personally.
But have you tried the Implanon?
I have not, and I don't want to because it would be fucking shit to take it back out. Like, it's painful to put it in.
It's an arm thing. Yeah.
And then, like, I'd have to take it back out, like, probably after a month.
So UTIs are out the door for you too. Not UTIs.
I was like, I mean, I would love for UTIs to be out the door for me.
Yeah. No, wait. What was the other one? Not a DUI. IUD. An IUD.
An IUD. I wouldn't do any of it. Like, I've taken birth control before, like a couple types, and I have had a period for like over a month, and I got super bitchy, like mega bitchy. Mega bitchy. So yeah, no, it was a terrible time for me. All the times that I've tried it. So no, thank you.
Here's a funny story about birth control. With my second girlfriend, she went on it. And then her personality completely changed. So actually, she became the man in the relationship in every sense of the word, right? Sexually speaking. So yeah, right? She wanted it all the time. So I was like, this is great, right? In the beginning, I was like, this is great, right? But then she would be upset. Like, she would be like how men get upset if she didn't get it. She would like stonewall. She would like sulk, right? And she would be like downright mean, right? Until she got it. And it wasn't really that hard to get it because I also wanted it a lot too, right? But we didn't understand like why she was being so mean or being so demanding and stuff like that, right? I remember there was one time, actually, it's funny because technically it's SA, but I didn't think it's SA because it's fantastic because I gave her consent. But technically, right? So like we had gone into a party, like kind of like a house party, right? And I was drunk as shit, right? So she brought me into the room while everybody still was outside and just fucking rode the shit out of me and then went back out to the party. And if you hear the story, it's like, yeah, that's actually was like it's still in my mind. That was great. It's sexy. But if you really thought about it, that would be unacceptable the other way around, right? Like if your girlfriend was blackout drunk, because I was like, blackout drunk, and like brought me into the room, fucked me, went back out to the party, tucked me in, right? Tucked me in after, went out to the party. Yeah. So it technically wasn't SA because I feel great about it. But I didn't really have a choice to feel great about it at the time. Because I was super drunk, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, but like when it was happening, I was like, yeah, do it. You know? So obviously she got her consent, right? But in this day and age, because I was so inebriated, that would be considered SA even if I gave the consent.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I don't think of it as SA at all. I have a great time. I'm telling this memory because it hasn't traumatized me or anything like that.
Well, then that means you consented to it.
No, because you can't make that argument.
Okay, you didn't consent to it, but you did
Yeah,
consent to it.
because that's a very tricky subject.
You consented to it after it happened.
You cannot give consent after. But yeah, so BC is some crazy shit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I don't like it.
Is there any act that if the guy doesn't do, it's like I can't be with this person?
No.
Really? So they could just like go like I don't do foreplay. Let's just bang, and you'd be cool with it?
Not really
Well,
cool with
there we go.
it, but like, yeah.
They're just like it's not manly to eat pussy.
What the fuck?
You say
I'm
that,
not.
but actually, in large parts of the world, in Eastern Europe, actually, and in Central Europe, so like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Russia, apparently, like, did you know that a big insult for men is to call them pussy lickers? I would be like, I'm a pizdelis. I lick the puss, and I find it great. It's a tasty fruit. It's not that tasty, but it's fantastic. But
Damn.
pizdelis is an insult in the Russian language. Yeah.
Really?
So it's like, what if your band was like, I just don't go down?
I don't know.
Is it a deal breaker?
No, it's not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker. So you'd be okay with dating a non-pizdelis.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's not a deal breaker.
Interesting.
Really not, like.
Could you
said.
could you be in a relationship
Yeah.
where you never got to know ever?
Oh.
Like it just didn't happen. But everything else was great.
Oh, if everything else
Everything else is literally perfect.
Yes.
That's so interesting. A little dick comes in 3 seconds, doesn't do any foreplay.
I mean, like, it would suck.
my face right now.
No, but like, if
You would
everything
never
else is
be
great,
tempted to talk to another guy and
probably not. No, not to that extent. If everything else is great, then hell no. Like, I wouldn't care.
How important is how a guy looks to you?
Not that important.
So you could be fucking
you've
Frodo
seen-
Baggins. You
you've
could be fucking
seen-
Shrek.
No, not that much, but like,
Okay, well, okay. What is if you rank numbers, right? 1 being God tier, 10 being fucking, and I'm sorry if I insult anybody, but like mutilated burn victim.
aw.
We can't say that that's attractive, right?
I've dated somebody with like scars,
But you would
and,
still
like,
rank
chunks,
them lower.
chunks of their like limbs
But
missing.
on an objective scale, they would still be below.
They were
that.
very attractive to me.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So you think to you a man's physical, like actual physical appearance can increase based on your feelings towards them?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No.
Totally.
I'm not saying they're more attractive in general to you because you love them and they're a great person, but their actual physical rank can go up.
Yes.
Shit.
Definitely.
Boys,
Mm.
you heard it right here. And I asked this disingenuously because I've also heard the same from a lot of my other female friends.
Yeah, because it
That's
does.
just how you guys' brains work. Like
Yeah.
your actual physical judgment of their physical looks will go up
It does.
if you love them a lot, or if they're great to you, if they're funny, or whatever.
Oh
takes
my
care
god,
of
if
you.
they're funny,
they're
they're
funny?
so yeah.
Then why the fuck aren't we married yet? Am I not funny enough to you, bitch? That is the biggest disrespectful thing that you know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, I know I'm not that funny, shit. But how many points can they go up on the scale?
At least 2.
2 is a fucking lot.
Yeah.
You go from a 5 to a 7. That's crazy. You go from an 8 to a 10.
Yeah.
8 to a 10 is actually more realistic than a 5 to a 7.
No, but yeah.
So maximum 2 though. So if they're 3, they can't get past the 5.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay,
Because
so
then
2, yeah, okay.
then they would be just like kind of average, but like you're okay with average, right?
Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
would kill myself if I found out one day that like my girlfriend went on a podcast and was like, yeah, Happy was like a 3, but because he's funny and because he's nice, he's like a 6 now. He's average, he's okay, but you can be okay with okay, right? I would be crying to myself to sleep, but then she'd come home and blow me. I'd be like, I'm okay with being okay.
No, because like girls, even when we break up,
Yeah.
the guy that we dated like looks significantly less attractive.
So in the relationship, that can happen too, right? Like as the relationship gets worse, their physical attractiveness just plummets
Yeah.
as well. What other
Probably.
things are worth what points?
How well they treat you. Like if they're okay, but
So, you're
some
like-
okay,
so the literal definition of a nice guy.
okay, no.
Oh,
There are girls that do not like nice or kind guys who treat them nicely.
that's crazy.
I've seen it is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just called them stupid.
Yeah.
But like, it is actually fucking stupid. You will eventually choose a nice guy when you get treated like trash by enough guys. And then you'll be like, oh my God, I'm being treated like trash. They're like abusing me mentally. And then you'll find the guy, you know, that is actually nice and treats you right. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, that's what I want now. The nice guys that say, I'm a nice guy, they're usually not nice guys.
I say I'm a nice guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy.
You're like, probably while you're dating, yeah. To your partner, yes. But like, apart from that,
I'm a fuckboy, yeah.
Yeah,
Completely.
exactly.
But I'm honest. So does that make me a fuckboy if I'm honest about it?
yes, you're just an honest fuckboy.
But if I'm honest, they have the choice to consent or not.
You're still a fuckboy.
But I still treat them well.
That doesn't make you a nice guy. In terms of like what a nice guy should be.
What should a nice guy be?
A nice guy is somebody who like respects you and treats you well and is committed and loyal to you.
You know, committed and loyal is for committed relationships. You can still be nice without being committed. If the girl doesn't want the commitment either.
Okay, a nice guy. Okay. Not in a relationship, nice guy.
Yeah, not in a relationship, nice guy.
Not
like
in
a real nice guy, not a nice guy TM.
Somebody who is okay with being rejected and can take it well.
What does taking it well mean?
The guy that gifted me stuff and I told him like I can't like do anything for you, like I'm sorry. And he took it well. And he was just like, "Oh, I understand. It's okay. Like I don't expect anything from you."
Cool.
That's nice. He's a nice guy.
Right. Would he still be a nice guy if he then went, "Okay, he did that." But on top of that, he was like, "Oh, okay, then. Well, then, I'm not gonna give you the gift. It's cool. Like, I don't mind. Like, I'm not gonna hold that against you. But I'm now no longer give you the gift because part of the giving of the gift was the courting process."
No, that's not a nice guy.
So you want all the benefits of the dude without technically giving what the dude is looking for.
That's not what a nice person does. You don't give things and expect things back. That's not being a nice person.
It's not that they're expecting something back. It's more like now they don't have that.
Yeah, exactly. They lost something, so they're not going to give it to you. That is literally you are expecting something from somebody. And since you're not getting it, you're canceling what you're planning to give them. That is not a nice person thing to do. I've given gifts to people or I've given things to people without expecting something in return. Like,
but if you are doing something for the purpose of courtship, once the courting is rejected, you would stop doing the courting thing.
Of course, you'd stop doing the courting thing. Like, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. If the person was about to give you a gift and then you had the talk and then they're like, "Oh, okay, well then I'm not going to give it to you anymore," because the whole point of giving it.
If you've already stated it, like if you've already said like, "Oh, I have something I'm sending to you."
Right.
That's a big like factor in that. Is it not? If you've stated that you're going to give them,
if there was, for me, if there's a girl that's like, "I'm really into you, Happy," and I'm like, "Oh, and they're like, "I'm gonna give you $1,000." I'm gonna be like, and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry, honey. I'm very flattered, but that's just not like I can't return those feelings." And she's like, "Oh, okay, that's okay. But I'm not gonna send you the 1,000 anymore." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's fine." I wouldn't see her as like less nice.
No. Like that's okay. When you put it like that, I can see why you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. But that's what I mean. It's like they were nice. They weren't like, "Fuck you, then, bitch. I'm gonna take my $1,000 back." Of course, then they're not nice, right? But if they're like gracious about it, they got rejected.
No, but like,
part of the $1,000 was because they really really liked me and they wanted to show that care for me. But once they knew there was no way that they can feel that love back, it's like then the $1,000 is that's not something they would want to give anymore.
I think I'm thinking too much of like timing. They're like, "Oh, I'm planning to give you $1,000 and also like I like you," and then you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, like I don't really feel that way," and then they're like, "Oh, okay, well, like that's fine, but I'm just not gonna like send that," and I'd be like, "Well, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter." Yeah.
Right.
Like I wouldn't think they're a bad person because of that. But like,
but if they've already sent the 1,000,
more of a like they're going through the process of sending it and then they're like, "Well, I'm gonna cancel that." That's a bit like,
that's so interesting to me.
It depends. Like it's a situational type of thing. Like because some of it feels like a little bit of a fuck you.
That's completely acceptable to me. Like
No,
if a
I mean
girl is
like
like, I sent you a package
yeah.
or like a digital package and it's coming. I don't know. What you can't cancel anything midway. Like most cases, if you've sent something, you've sent something, right? But I
Or if
personally
they
would feel entitled if they did it because they like me, and then I rejected them, fully rejected them. There's no way you can go back from that. And then they're like, oh, well then, can you send this back? Like I'll pay you for your time, and the shipping, but I would like to take that back and return it, and so I can get the refund because maybe it's like a $400 gift, maybe it's like a Bleu de Chanel or something, right? And it's like $350,
I
right?
still think that's really weird.
I
I don't
I
know why.
mean,
I think I need to like reflect on myself
oh, okay, yeah,
because I don't understand like
like because personally, I would feel it would be entitled of me to be like, oh, I get to keep the gift because you sent it
oh no
already.
no no. I don't mean like that. I don't have any feeling towards that part. Like I agree with you.
Oh,
And I
oh,
understand your side and I
oh,
understand your point.
yeah.
But what I'm saying is like when they do if they did do something like that, like, oh please send it back and I'm gonna cancel and return it and whatever because you didn't accept my offering of love, like that feels like very kinda what's the word for it? I can't really
Well, that is being spiteful.
yeah, yes.
That's what it
See,
is,
that's why I'm saying that.
right? So,
That's in that case specifically, it feels spiteful.
so
But
I
it
yeah.
depends on how you have the conversation, and it depends on specifically what it is and whatever.
Right. So it's less the
So
act, and the thing that makes you nice is the consideration, is how you handle
handle
it.
it, yes.
Yeah, right, right.
That's
So
what
that
I
I
that's what
completely
I
agree. Right? That's why I was confused. I was like, wait a minute. They're just not they're immediately not nice because they don't want to give you the gift or they want that gift back.
that was my fault. Like I
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
definitely
I was like, what?
I d-
Like if they're nice about that's what I'm saying. That's the word to me. If they're nice about it, then they're nice, right? If they're not nice about it, then they're not nice.
But I do still like, as a person who literally has given people things without wanting or needing anything in return, and also not expecting anything in return, I also still think that's the like higher thing to do, essentially
It's taking the high
the
road.
nicer thing to do.
I've done that shit too.
So I personally feel that that's how it should be.
I don't believe that there's anybody that actually does that purely with the thought of nothing in return. For example,
Mm.
they are getting something in return, which was all the past memories and all the future memories.
Oh yeah,
Right.
but
So at
that's
what
like
point is it arbitrary, right? That you're like, this is okay, it's my boundary, and then this is just entitled and spiteful? Because literally in both cases, it's giving something, expecting something in return. And for the nice way, it's expecting continued friendship. It's expecting to be that they are grateful for the help that you gave them.
I'd feel shitty, of course, if they like, didn't feel grateful for it.
Right.
After that, I don't need to like be their friend or do whatever or do something differently.
Mm-hmm.
But I still would feel like at that time, that's what I wanted to do for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just doing that. Like I did give my friend $1,000 because they were having a hard time. And
Right.
if she decided that like I don't know, she wouldn't be my friend suddenly, then I'd be like, oh, that sucks. Like, but I wouldn't expect her to give me the $1,000 back, and I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Of
Fuck
course
that shit. I'm
not.
getting my 1,000 back if you're not my friend.
No, she.
Fuck you.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't expect her. That was I literally like. I made that for her.
With the condition that she's your friend.
No, like she is my friend at that time, but
Right,
like I
right.
wanted. Yeah, at that time, but I wanted to do that for her without any expectation in return.
What if you found out, right,
Yeah.
that she was actually shit talking you and talking about how weak and easy you were for giving her $1,000?
That would be like a really terrible thing, but I still like, and she doesn't, I would feel that she didn't deserve it,
Right?
but I would leave it at that. Just my feeling.
You are a very, very nice person, and I would never want to raise a daughter like you. I think that is your parents' fault or your fault. Like to me, that level of niceness is weakness. Like, and which is good for like it makes you a very good person. It makes you nice, but it also puts you in a position where you can get taken advantage of like so easily, so often. And like I would
Mm.
not want that for my daughter or my sister or like for anybody that I loved. That's crazy to me. Like for me, if somebody If you gave your gift out of fucking being nice to them,
Yeah.
and then I heard that they either took it for granted from you or whatever, and I was like Batman level rich, I would ruin their lives for you. Like I am. So yeah, if that makes me not a nice person, that makes me not a nice person. But I do not let that shit go. Like the only reason that people aren't dead is because I don't have the license to kill.
Oh, shit.
If I heard that somebody took that much advantage of you, that person would be buried 6 feet under if I had the ability to do that.
I
It's
mean,
crazy. And maybe that comes from something in my past too. Maybe seeing how like nice my mom is and how certain people might have taken advantage of her. Like I don't ever want that to happen to people that I love. It's just crazy to me. Yeah, and I do harbor some resentment in that field because I do have that kind of base level niceness too, and I'm not cutthroat enough as a person. I've kind of grown into that by seeing nice people get taken advantage of being taken advantage myself, and me now I have much more respect for people who are kind of fucking sociopaths and will do fucking crazy shit, and cutthroat in business and all that kind of stuff, and will do morally great things. And I'm envious because I can't do that because of all the morals and shit that my mom instilled in me. Taking the moral high ground and stuff might be good for your soul. I don't know. Does it give you peace? Really? Are you generally at peace?
yeah.
See, that's the thing, right? I think that's great for the individual if they can do that. But from somebody that isn't like that, I feel like "Ugh," when I see people like you getting taken advantage of, but then you're at peace. So technically, you're winning in life.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Like I know you called me weak, but
Not as an insult.
I know it's
Yeah.
I don't know. I know you don't mean it as an insult, but I like some people can see it as a weakness, but I think it takes a lot of like courage and a lot of mental strength and power to stay positive and to stay kind after like going through stuff and seeing how people can betray you or treat you badly or abuse you or take advantage of you. And obviously, I've had all of that done to me before. And sometimes I do feel like, oh, I'm surprised I'm still like this because I'm pretty sure like some people would, I don't know, not be able to mentally deal with the stuff that I've dealt with before.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And stay nice and stay like definitely people can mentally deal with what I've been through, but they might not be able to stay nice through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I personally find that to be more of a strength than a weakness to be able to stay like that because I personally like I feel better being like this regardless. I don't think it's a me problem. I know that it's a them problem. That's what makes me stay like this, I think, because I realize that it's not my fault, like that they've done that to me. And yeah, maybe people can think I'm like stupid for, I don't know, giving like money or giving money or being nice to people that end up like, I don't know, betraying me or abusing me. But it's not like I can't catch on to it. Like I can obviously catch on to it, and eventually like when I feel like it's enough, I can definitely put a stop to it. And it's not like I don't stick up for myself. I definitely do. It's just I have my boundaries, of course. And if people cross them, then I can, tell them how I feel honestly.
Right.
And that's the end of that. Like, you're just out of my life. You're blocked. It's fine. I'll move on.
Well, yeah, at least you're not a doormat. Because that would be the worst.
I've been a doormat before. And
never again.
I was like, I definitely need to say when I don't like stuff. It took a lot for me to like say things that I guess like not exactly negative, but to stick up for myself.
Yeah.
When I was younger. So it took a lot for me to learn how to do that. And
at what age did that switch flip?
I think when I was like 12 or 13.
Okay, that's fucking young. I thought you were like, oh, I did it recently when I was like 21 or 23.
Oh no,
you learned pretty young then. So you're like, yeah, you're fine. Yeah. I'm still very non-confrontational.
Oh really?
I'm both confrontational and non-confrontational. In that sense.
I am confrontational because I'm also I don't know. I'm people. My friends come to me and they're like, Illa, I'm going to ask you something and I know you'll be honest with me. And that makes me feel really good because like they
Me too.
know that I will be honest with them even if it's not positive.
Yeah.
So they know that I'm going to give them the full honest truth and still be their friend regardless and, you know, like talk about it with them and that they can trust me like that.
That's a very, very good trait. Sometimes you lose friends over that because some people you can't handle the truth. Yeah. And so, yeah, but I have had like multiple people. I think you yourself have said that to me as well. How you kind of you come to me to some certain things because you know that I'm never going
Oh,
to
yeah.
sugarcoat things. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I think you're fat, I'm going to tell you you're fat. If I think you're ugly, you know, it's just the way it is. It's just that's why but on the one hand, that also like to me, that means that if I call you beautiful, you know, I'm not lying. You know, I'm not just pandering to your feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, don't come to me if you don't think you don't want that. Right. But I think that's something, yeah, that if you can do, if you're known for doing that, and online, I'm definitely known for that. Along those lines, though, since we're talking about extra points, how many points does brutal honesty add? Or is it often a minus point?
Oh, no, like that's a positive point. I'd probably give that like another 1
A
point.
1 is huge.
Yeah.
1 from a 7 to an 8, that's huge. Not a 0.5?
No, it's a 1. Like,
Interesting.
cause honesty to me is like really big. Like I told you, like
Mm,
you and I are both honest people.
right.
Even to like our close friends or people we love or to anybody. Like I might say things a little bit nicer than you,
Yeah.
but I go by the if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything unless the person asks you, and then you might be able to say it.
I have an
But
extra rule on top of that.
oh, really?
If they're being fucking delusional, it's time to fucking stamp them
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Yeah. like I'm not gonna let you fucking be this way. Like you keep to your own world, that's fine. Right? But if you start acting up because you have a delusional view of yourself, then I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know, like yeah, but that's just me. I'm not a nice person, clearly.
I don't think
But
that counts towards being like a nice person.
but sorry, we never got to how many points nice gives.
That would be another 2.
So if someone's really nice, like actually nice,
Yeah.
right? Not like nice guy TM. If someone is super funny, will make you bust
Oh
a
my
gut,
god. Yeah.
and they're like brutally honest,
Mm.
not just honest.
Mm.
Sometimes they might hurt your feelings, but you know, anytime they talk, anytime you ask them something, it's gonna be true,
As
whether
long
you
as
like it or
they're
not.
able to communicate it in a healthy way.
They're not mean and spiteful about
No,
it.
no, no, no,
It's
no.
just honest.
It's just
right?
honest.
Cool. Then that's 5 points. A 5 can turn into a 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does money have points?
Maybe like a 0.2.
No, okay. You're not thinking money.
0.2, 0.5.
We're thinking money. We're thinking like private jet money.
Oh, that's
We're thinking like every time you travel, and you travel a lot because he's rich, first class tickets,
Aw,
5-star
how
hotels.
lovely. I've never met a man that has had money.
Poor, hey,
So-
hey, her Instagram is in the description. Slide in the DMs, boys. You know she's a good girl. You know she's a good girl. This is actually Happy Hour is actually a dating show. And he's giving you a $10,000 a month allowance too.
So nice, but
Yeah.
I would feel bad.
Well, yeah, that's
Do
because
I
you're a good
deserve
person and
it?
not a gold digger. But how many points would that give you? So not only do they have money, because money doesn't matter if they're not generous. They're
mean-
generous with their money.
It's like it's pretty low to me. It's not that important
Interesting.
to have that. As long as you can take care of yourself, I'm fine.
Wow.
0.2,
There you
0.5.
have it, boys. Not every girl is only looking for money, but you better be fucking funny and
Please,
good to them.
yeah, please at least be independent. That's all.
Yeah, okay.
You know, you can pay your own bills.
Okay,
just
first
fine.
date, who pays?
About half.
Boys, DM is in the Instagram. I mean, the Instagram is in the description. DM that shit. You know what I'm saying? You would be the first to offer to split the bill.
Oh yeah, I'd be okay
And if
with
they
splitting the
accept it,
bill.
it wouldn't be a turnoff.
No, it would be fine because like
Well, this is why Korean guys like to take advantage of American girls.
they do like the part where they do Dutch, but the reason I say that is because like they might not like me or they might feel like they don't get on with me. So I don't feel like they need to put money into something that they're not going to invest in. Does that make sense?
I understand that, but on the other hand,
Yeah.
they're the ones. Well, it depends, right? Were you the one that wanted to meet them first? Or did they come up to you and say, "Hey, Ila, want to go to a date?"
I think that's a mutual thing because personally,
Mhm.
I wouldn't meet anybody unless like I wanted to try to like meet them.
So you would never say yes to a guy just to see if there could be something and get a free meal out of it.
To get a free meal out of somebody,
Food
I
diggers
know
are a thing.
people. Okay, I know people do that, but
I know a
I
lot of girls that do
personally,
that. A lot.
I wouldn't. I don't think I would feel bad to do
Especially if it's a
that.
rich guy that'll spend like $200 on an omakase.
That sounds like delicious, but I still like would not do that if I felt like I didn't want to actually like date them or I wasn't attracted to them or in some way.
Very interesting.
To me, that's a waste of my time and it's a waste of their time and their money. So I don't wanna go through that.
But then it's okay. So then would you do the opposite then? If you did like the guy, you would want them to pay it all.
If I did
They
like
also show that they like you enough to pay for it all.
Even if I did like the guy, I'd still be okay with paying Dutch on the first date.
Okay.
Who's to
So
say
you're a good girl.
Who's-
Okay,
who's to say that we're gonna like who's to say we're gonna work out?
okay,
You
how
know?
about this?
Like,
Do you think that girls that are not like that are bad? Do you have a
no,
judgment against those girls, or do you kind of understand too?
no, girlies, get your bag.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yula doesn't want to get canceled by the ladies. That's what's happening right now. She wants to keep the peace.
This is my
Your personal thing?
This is my personal like thing, and this is personally what I've done. I've had a lot of those situations where I've like paid more or spent more money than the male. And
What?
and I've like paid for many things or like I gave them like really expensive gifts or something like this, and it's not like if I look back on it, yeah, some of it wasn't exactly equal. Like I would do more, but that never mattered to me because that's what I wanted to do for them. But as I go on, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Like now I have rules for myself.
Mm.
Do not buy your partner unless you're married. Do not buy them like super expensive gifts. Like
What if you
super
had a fuck
expensive.
ton of money? So it's not really relatively that expensive to
Oh
you.
yeah, then like do whatever but that's like to each their own.
Okay.
Some people who have
Oh,
a
I
lot
mean
of
rules
money.
for yourself, yeah.
For myself, if I had a ton of money, I would do so many things for so many people with that money. Like my family, my friends, or like homeless people. Yeah, no, I would
Okay.
be using that money like to everybody without any care. But like in that case. But if you're like depending on your
Normal.
money situation, yeah, just normal. I don't recommend like buying a ton of like expensive things, you know, for your partner because like unless you're married. Personally, I like it equal, you know. At least a guy needs to take care of himself. And I'm okay with Dutch paying just as long as he can take care of himself. Like I can take care of me, you need to be able to take care of yourself. That's all.
Okay.
Very
then
low standard. It is a like bare minimum.
That is bare minimum though.
That is
That
bare,
is
that's bare minimum.
a lot of people misuse the bare minimum online, ladies, but this is actually the bare
like
minimum.
literally like before I even have this minimum was even like
Yeah,
bare,
you're
bare.
like under the ground.
Yeah, exactly. So
To go deeper into that, then you don't mind if they make less money than you as long as they can take care of themselves.
oh yeah, that doesn't matter.
Boys, the Instagram is in description. Slide in them DMs, you brokies out there. Right? I will create a boyfriend application Google form for Illa in the description. I just have one final question for you.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, physically, what am I?
Why are you gonna do this?
I just like pain. I just like hurting myself. Be honest. Be brutally honest.
Before your plastic surgery.
Before and after my plastic surgery. I had my nose done, boys. And I had hair corners here. I was not losing my hair. I was just born with the widow's peak.
9 or 9.5.
You're a fucking liar, but that's cool.
In my eyes. Why do you think I talk to you?
Oh, yo, I like that. I like that. Respect. You know what? I don't like some people might think that would hurt my feelings, but no, I don't need to be interesting to you. I just need to be hot. That's all, folks. And that is a wrap for episode 2 of Happy Hour. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much, Ila, for being my lovely second guest.
Thank you.
If you, of course, want anything from her, DM her to be your new girlfriend or send her gifts because you want to be a nice guy and not expect anything in return. Comment, leave any thoughts that you had about anything we talked about about this episode, I would love to read about it and I'll respond. And I promise I will not rip your head off unless you're fucking idiot, in which case I will rip your head off. So try not to be a fucking idiot in my comments.
I might stream, I might not stream. Come watch me, ILLAIRL, ILLA IRL. Or come visit me on Instagram. Thank you.